Hey everyone, Corbin Hostler here, and this week we have everyone's favorite tribe. Just kidding, it can be your second favorite tribe. We all know your favorite tribe is Merfolk, but this can be number two, Slivers. This is a really fun one. This is something that is around in modern. It certainly qualifies as on the fringe. You don't see a lot of it, but people have had success with it. In specific, Adam Bowman. He's a player who's been playing it on the regional circuit for a long time. I did a deck tech with him at a Grand Prix last year. I think it was Grand Prix Oklahoma City on his Slivers build, and that's where we sort of started was with his list here and looked at some of the sideboard options he's changed recently, and that's where we're at. So let's go ahead and walk through the deck here. Now, one of the big benefits to playing Slivers, or really any tribal deck in Modern, is that you get access to Cavernous Souls, which, especially in a deck like Slivers, where you obviously have a lot of different colors of mana, is great because it fixes your mana, not to mention makes them uncounterable. Now, what Slivers have that other decks don't is it has Sliver Hive. You have to be playing allies to get a similar land. This makes any of the mana you need for your Sliver spell. It makes colorless when you're using it for Collected Company or something. And it even has this extra ability tacked on where you can get a Sliver at the end, which is sometimes relevant. So that's very important. After that, we just have, the 4 Mutavault, which is something I mean, look at this. We're playing white, blue, black, red, green, all 5 colors, but we get to play 4 Mutavaults still because of how good Cavernous Souls, Sliver Hive, and Aether Vial are. So we get to play for the full Mutavault set. After that, we just have, some fetches and things that allow us to fetch out our lands. Notice that there's a slant towards swamps with Godless Shrine, Overgrown Tomb, and Watery Grave, and that is because of Sedge Sliver, which is if we control a swamp, all of our slivers get +1/+1 and can regenerate. So it's very important, and obviously the mana base is weighted towards swamps because of that. Other than that, let's start at the top. We only have 8 non-creature spells. Collected Company, which is obviously just insane in any deck like this, especially in this one where your creatures have so much utility and they give the abilities to all of your other slivers. It's obviously great. Aether Vial lets us get out ahead, again, have some surprise factor with which sliver we're vialing in. Just for a tempo deck, it's the dream, especially a creature-based one like this. So now those creatures are all slivers, but Gale Rider Sliver is a big one, the one drop that gives all your creatures flying. Mana West Sliver gives all of your slivers the ability to add any color of mana, which allows you to also cast stuff and turbo them out. Sinew Sliver. This is one of the 8 lords you have in the deck, so to speak, and the lords are the ones that give your other creatures +1/+1. So 4 Sinew Slivers, 4 Predatory Slivers. All of them give our slivers +1/+1. Along with the Sedge Slivers, we essentially have 12 lords in the deck. Sentinel Sliver. This is a Vigilance. This is one of those hole-filling ones where you have a couple of spots left and you just try to include some different effects. But Sentinel Sliver can do that. Darkheart Sliver can give our guys the ability to gain life, which is relevant. When they need a removal spell, let's gain some life instead. Not to mention if you're against Burn or another aggro deck, it can be pretty important. Siphon Sliver gives us lifelink. Blur Sliver gives us haste. We talked about Sedge Sliver. Necrotic Sliver means our slivers can not just now sacrifice themselves if they're going to be killed, but we can destroy permanents with it, which is obviously great. Harmonic Sliver in the main deck. But now we can destroy artifacts and enchantments with our slivers. Obviously, that's great. The last one to talk about is Diffusion Sliver. This is a really, really important one because this is a card I wish Merfolk had. Whenever a sliver creature you control becomes a target of a spell or ability, counter it unless they pay 2. So in order to lightning bolt any of our guys, it now costs an additional 2 mana. And that is just so, so, so important to protecting your guys. And I would kill to have a card like this for Merfolk. But we have it here in Slivers. And we, of course, we're going to round it out with the 1 spell guy. Moving on to the sideboard. Again, it's a lot of different slivers for different effects. Screeching Sliver, you can mill out, I believe this is played against the Obzon combo decks, where you can make them mill some of their win conditions, and then they can't infinite combo you, and you can start doing it very quickly when you're loading up your slivers. Cautery Sliver can ping stuff, it can prevent things, find card against burn, something like that. Leeching Sliver, this is how you beat Worship, which is the enchantment that says if you control a creature, your life total damage can't take you past 1. This makes them lose life, though, so Leeching Sliver does work there to kill them. A couple more spell guys for the matchups where we need it. Frenetic Sliver, this is a really good one against board wipes, because all of a sudden your slivers can flip a coin, and if you win the flip, you exile it and return it at the next end step. So it dodges that Supreme Verdict or Wrath of God, and if you lose the flip, sacrifice it. It was going to die anyways. So obviously that's great. Another Siphon Sliver for some more lifelink. Some more Harmonic Slivers for the matchups where that's good. Homing Sliver. Each sliver card in your player's hand has sliver cycling. So that means for 3 mana, if this is in play, it gives that ability to all of our Slivers. If it's just in our hand, we can pay 3 mana to discard this card, go get any Sliver card out of our deck, and we can go find some of those, ones like Leeching Sliver or something like that. Or Telekinetic Sliver, which is how you want to play against the Tron decks. You get in, all of a sudden your Slivers can tap permanents, and those Tron decks really only play at sorcery speed. So if you can, get this out early enough on turn 3 or 4, all of a sudden you start tapping down their lands every upkeep, they can't really kill you. And then the Silver Hive Lord, another one against the control decks, and the things that are going to be wrathing you, things like that. So obviously it's very powerful. So that's the deck. It's pretty straightforward in that it's a beatdown deck, but there's so much going on because your Slivers have so many different abilities that it's actually a lot of fun and has a lot of play. And I believe Adam Bowman top 32 to Oklahoma City with this last year, and has top 16 to a bunch of SCG Opens and things like that. So it's a really solid deck, and I'm looking forward to playing it. So here we go.